everyone! In this video I'm going to do a quick Dutch pour reusing the paint left over from my previous video where I did the full real size pumpkin and then I dipped pumpkins in that paint and then I scraped all that up. I think that's video 40. I'll link that above and below. So here I thinned the paint out. I put a small amount of it in this cup and then I added water till it's a Dutch pour consistency. So this is a very custom color, very random combination of paints. I could never recreate it, so I sped this up while I'm doing the base and the edges. I think this is an 11 by 14 canvas, level 1 canvas, so the thin edges, and I really find it hard to get the edges, really good coverage on the edges, so I added a lot more paint, touched up those edges and those corners many times. Really not very exciting, but that's the reality. Here are the paints I used. Parchment for the accent colors that I'm going to blow out. So I thinned this paint out too with water to make it Dutch pour consistency. I changed my mind there. I was going to go diagonal and then I decided to go straight across because that's something I don't do very often. And I kind of, what's the next one? Raw Sienna. I'm reading them just as you are. Kind of go from the other direction. Try to vary the amount of paint. I got a lot less on that brown. This is yellow ochre from Amsterdam. And red oxide from Liquitex. My new favorite color. So slow. Don't want to get too much paint on this small canvas. And then my old gold by Artist Loft in my squeezy bottle, since I use that for lots of things. And then torch your bubbles. Not too many bubbles because these paints have been sitting a long time, but I did add water so they had bubbles. So here's my hairdryer, my flower by Drew Barrymore from Walmart. I use for small canvases, and for your ears I have removed the audio so you don't have to listen to it blow the paint around. Noisy. Here we go. Moving pretty slow until I get the hairdryer really close to the paint. I'm doing pretty good these days not getting the hairdryer in the paint, which is always a problem. So I didn't really exactly know what I was doing on this one. Just blow it all around. Thinking as I go. I'm trying to take it slower. And be more thoughtful and careful about where I blow the paints. This one looks like a cool dragon to me. So here I flip it back the other way and do a little bit of detailed blowing, trying to mix the paints a little better or blow the base paint back to create a little more definition between the colors. Yeah, I'm kind of like, what do I do? Do I like how this looked? That brown was really kind of just standing out. Thinking, might as well scrape your drips, touch up the edges. This one, I should have painted the edges ahead of time. That's a pro tip. When you're not using white, paint your edges. Otherwise, you get really thin coverage. So, lesson learned on this. I was just kind of excited to use it and do it. What am I doing here? I don't know. I might have been putting my finger in the paint because there was a chunk of paint or something. So, I decided that this side didn't have enough colorfulness, or I thought it was kind of boring how there wasn't a nice defined petal. So let's see, I must be adding the base paint to the edges, and then I added a little in the middle because I decided it needed more color to kind of give it symmetry with the other side. So that's the top left. I kind of wanted to look more like the bottom right, but it was already enough red there. So I just added more of the base paint, the parchment brown. Was questioning if I needed the brown. A little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of brown, and a little bit of, no, just gold. Because with the base being very reddish brown, come on paint, I didn't want more red there. And you could blow this out with your mouth, but I decided to use the hairbrush. And the issue was kind of blending it in with the existing paint. So I did blow it back a little bit and then kind of got some more of that red in there. And once you blow the paint out, it's pretty thin. You've blown a lot of the paint to the edge of the canvas. So it's sometimes hard to blow that paint around, which is why it's a good idea to add the base paint. Sometimes people scrape sections they don't like and add more base paint and kind of just start over on a section. So I liked how this got more of that lighter parchment in there. Doing more thinking and looking and scraping with my fingy and touching up the edges. Here's the dried painting. There's a lot of gold. It's very shimmery. I like it. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this color combination, it feels like autumn or something you could just display all year round.